Alright, so this project is gonna be very simple, the simplest of the simple. We're going back to the basics again with matte black, and this time around I think I want to make this more of a tutorial. So if you're looking to dip your car, plastic dip your car, this is gonna help you. Alright, so I'm not gonna make it boring. I'm gonna try to make it entertaining, you know what I'm saying? But you're gonna learn something too. Alright, so with that being said, I already started masking off the car. I'm gonna show you the technique that I use, and we'll take it from there, man. Alright, so I'm gonna walk you through what I've already done. Personally, what I like to do is, every vehicle is different. So the first thing I like to do is actually outline everything. And what I mean by that, you see how there's already yellow tape on the car? I literally go around and mask all of the trim, like the window trim, headlights, tail lights, fog lights, things like that, right? I basically outline it, and like I said, you can use whatever you want, but I personally use the 3M automotive tape. It's expensive, but out of all the tape I've used, this never lets me down. So that's what I use. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like real quick, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so like I said, when I outline the vehicle, I go around all the outer edges of everything that needs to be masked off. So for instance, this is a Nissan Sentra, I believe, I don't know what year. But as you can see, you see where all the yellow tape is, it's already been outlined. And basically what I do is, I like to start off with the doors. And a lot of people dip in between the edges and they get dip on the rubber trim here. I don't like doing that. You know, it looks more professional when the rubber trim is masked off. So that's what I do. I actually literally lay tape over the edge, kind of drape it over, and then form the shape so that the rubber trim is protected. So basically, like I said, go around the whole car. I outline it. You can see the front windshield outlined as well. Headlights are covered. All right, so, and then the back is literally it's the same thing. Once you get the concept of outlining the vehicle, that's what I'm calling it, man. If you don't like it, I can't help you, man. Got the mirrors done. So yeah, like I said, once you get the idea of outlining down, literally that's how I start every job. So from here, I'm gonna show you what the next step is. So once you outline the car, the next step that I take is I actually start draping it, and you'll understand what I mean by that. Basically cover the windows and everything that I outline, everything in between the outline. So all the windows, pretty much the windows, yeah. In some cases, like the grill, in this case I'm actually doing the grill, so that won't be masked off this time, but stuff like that. So for that, I actually use this stuff called tape and drape. Step one, gotta open it. All right, so for the next part, aside from the tape and drape, you're gonna need some scissors, or you can use a razor. I like to use scissors. Pretty much what you're gonna do is, where you outlined it, so like where the yellow tape is, I'm going to, and the tape and drape has tape on the edge of it, right? So I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. I'm pretty much gonna use this tape and literally drape it across. So you'll see what that looks like. Literally drape it across, and I do it far enough down to where the blue is actually touching the yellow, but I leave a little space above, and I'll show you why in a second. Now, from experience, I've learned that the tape and drape sometimes likes to come off while you're spraying, which is, it's not the end of the world, but if you want to do it right the first time and do it clean the first time, like I said, I learned years ago when I first started dipping that you actually want to, you see how I left a little space in between the blue so the yellow tape is still showing? I'm actually going to come back and sandwich the the blue tape and drape tape, and I'm actually gonna tape over it. Okay, so basically the next part, the reason why they call it tape and drape, because you can literally, after you tape it, you drape it. That sounds like a song. You tape it, and then you drape it. How I go about masking off the car. If it's your first time doing it, you know, just take your time. You know, the little extra time you spend on kind of getting it, you know, kind of perfectly where you want it, it's gonna make a difference, especially during the unmasking process. But yeah, so basically you pretty much apply that to the rest of the windows, man. It's pretty much the same thing. I'm not gonna bore you with doing all the windows, but yeah, I'll come back when it's all fully masked off and we'll go to the next step. All right, so I didn't mention in the beginning of the video, but you are gonna wanna wash your car, preferably the day before you wanna do everything. That way it's almost guaranteed that all the water and everything is out of it and it's dried up completely. Personally, I like to use alcohol. I use like 70% alcohol after the car's been washed. It worked really well for me. So yeah, I'll be right back. I'm about to go Ultra Instinct on. Here at M&R Dips, you know what I mean? Had to whip that out on y'all. If you want one of these, comment below, man. I might be sending out some free merchandise. But with that being said, this is where things are a little different. I have in a sense, a real gun that I spray with, and this is gonna be the major difference between a professional finish versus what you may get, especially being in your first time. Other than that, I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. Once I start spraying, I'll kind of show you the basics of kind of how you're supposed to spray and how I get the best results. Like I said, it's gonna differ because you guys are gonna be using different guns, but I'll show you at least the theory or the technique that I use, and we'll take from there. Alright, so probably one of the more important things is safety, man. Safety first. So I have a full mask. You don't have to get a full mask. I had a respirator, a regular respirator. The regular respirator is pretty much the same, but there's no mask part. This just protects my eyes as well. Like I said, you don't have to go this far, but definitely at least at minimum a respirator. So put your respirator on, and what I'm gonna do is on the first coat is usually like a kind of like a light to mid coat. The very first coat you want to give the foundation for everything else to stick to. If you go too wet too early, you can either get runs or you'll get runs, long story short. But anyway, I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna show you when you spray, you wanna have 50% overlaps. So pretty much what that means is if I spray here first, say like if this is the first fan, 50% is literally 50%. You wanna come and then that's how you wanna spray. 50% overlap, 50% overlap. Alright, so now that I laid the final coats on the car, it's time to break it down. Breaking it down, literally just taking all the masking and tape off the car. In some cases, you do have to peel when wet. I'm not gonna go into super detail because every car is different. But with this car, I was able to let it dry. The way I masked it off, I was actually able to let it dry. And I'm gonna break it down while it's dry. So I got it all unmasked, and only thing left now is to get them cinematic shots, man. So I'm gonna pull it outside, show you what it looks like. Giuliano. Alright man, there you have it, man. It's not a full tutorial, but if you wanted to learn a few tips and tricks on, you know, how to get your first dip job done, there you have it. So with that being said, go ahead and click that right there, man, the little button right there. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and see y'all on the next one.
Grand opening, I come through and start smoking shit. I'm creeping up while I'm approaching.